producer who focuses on world money markets, finance, fintech, and digital assets, Titilayo Oyinsan. And seeing that it's Women's Month, I really enjoy the focus of our conversation today. Titilayo, thanks so much for your time on Hot Business this evening. How much do women trade locally and internationally, and what's the potential there?
Wow, that is a huge question to answer. But the best answer for me is not enough women are doing it. There's just a huge space, a huge gap that's still yet to be filled. There are some amazing organizations putting things together for women in Africa. Well, I can focus on West Africa more, funny enough. And they are putting together trainings, workshops, conferences, and seminars, webinars, just trying to make sure that women get more involved in their financial futures.
I mean, what's the importance of trading or trying to kind of leap over those barriers that we have, like gender pay gaps or not enough women making a lot of money? How does trading perhaps help with that?
Well, it gives you a choice. It gives you options because the world of trade is so wide. There are different areas of trade. You know, some have had issues with trading in certain industries because of things like climate change, things like, being harmful to the environment. People have issues with trading when it comes to healthcare industries and big pharma, for instance. Well, I'm on the page that if they don't step up their game, if they don't put their best foot forward from now on, they're going to be left behind. And at this point, we've noted that once women enter a particular industry, they sort of try their best to take it over, don't you think? There are quite a few factors. Now, of course, it remains unstable. There are some amazing statistics online. If you go online, you'll see everything right there, giving insight into what happens when women enter a particular industry, or especially when they're put at the top. We've had an amazing, should I call it an overhaul of the banking system here in Nigeria, for instance, and there are at least 10 more female MDs for banks now than there were 5 years ago. So
amazing.
Making sure that we get more involved is especially important, especially as at right now. I'm working on something with this amazing platform, CMTrading. Now, CMTrading have put together so many different opportunities for people to learn the intricacies of trading in the Forex markets, and in fact in many different markets. And they've put together so much access. They've given us so much access to the information we need. It's not as hard anymore. There's not as many excuses anymore as they used to be to not get involved. It's about making a difference, in my opinion, and CMTrading are making a difference. What we're working on right now is called Women's Wealth, and it's all about improving on women's financial futures. We're giving them all the insights they need to go into many different industries, not just Forex and trading, but anything that has to do with small, medium enterprises and stuff like that. So bit by bit, we are sort of closing that gender pay gap our way by not waiting on the government or the authorities to put things in place for us. At least let's have the knowledge first, and then let's work our way up from there.
I mean, you've spoken about how there are tools on this trading platform, or you've been given tools to make it easier. It's a very intimidating space. That online trading space can be very intimidating. One, because of the plethora of options. Two, because of maybe the perceived risks, both the real, very practical day-to-day ones, and then also the quite dramatic ones that we read about the news. People hacking phones and large amounts of money being stolen. What kind of mindset do you need to have to trade?
That's a really great question, actually. I've always been one that's been open to taking a little bit more risk than others. And I just have this why not mentality, but not everybody has that. In the end, we need to start trusting the technology a little bit more. I think it's actually held us back, this lack of trust, searching for truths that may not exactly be true for you, might be true for others. So in terms of things like being hacked or, you know, going into the wrong platforms, there are so many tips that are available right now for you to take note of, to find out if you're in the right place or not. There are little red flags to look out for. For instance, you know, the background of the company you're working with, the how user friendly the interfaces are when it comes to the trading platforms. Of course, how many other people are working with this platform, what sort of partnerships they've, you know, built over the years. So for instance, of course, we know about the MT4 web trader. I know that CMTrading has its own MT4 web trading system that it's using, and it stays connected 24/7, depending on which market you're working with. You get latest updates and news from the markets on the same platform. They'll never redirect you to anywhere else. They've given you top class security, world class support. You need to get in touch with them. They're there 24/7, and you have a personal account manager, you know, especially if you know, upgrade to more premium platforms, of course, within the CMTrading platforms. There's just a little red flags you need to look out for, and once you don't see those, you're good to go.
Yeah.
I've worked with quite a few over time, and I have had my fingers burnt. And right now, I think of those red flags sort of as proprietary information. Now, I think I could sell that information. I think I could, you know, actually give a whole training course on what to look out for, and get paid for it, because I've been in and out of the system since about 2017, and yeah, I've actually had the opportunity to make quite a bit of money trading. I'm not going to toot my own horn too much, but then again, I have also lost money, so I know exactly what to look out for. There are so many great people working with CMTrading, for instance, who can give you these insights. But as they always say, you still have to do your own research in the end. It is a DYOR situation going on here. Do your own research before you jump in.
Yeah. So do you think that, especially when you start, you know that there's an opportunity, whether you're a woman or a man, or gender neutral, or, you know, anyone who wants to trade has the opportunity to do so. And like you're saying, you must be cautious, read up, do your own research. But in the beginning, is it better to have somebody holding your hand and taking you through the beginning, the yes or no's, here's some trading signals maybe, and then the more confident you get, the more you move away from advice? Or is it just dependent on your personality and the kind of risk that you want to take?
I'm actually of the opinion that the hand holding can be great, but eventually could also hold you back if you are actually really destined to be a great trader. Giving yourself the opportunity to learn by doing a lot of research, understanding how money moves, how the market moves, actually listening to the news, watching out for updates about what's happening all over the world, thinking about what's happening, the war in Ukraine, what's happening in Asia, what's happening in Australia, how is Africa doing, what's happening in Niger, what's happening in the US, how's Biden doing. Having all this information at your fingertips sort of helps you feel like you're part of it. If you have too much hand holding, you tend to lean on your mentor sometimes a bit too much. Yes, have someone guide you on the basics, but always do your own research. Now, CMTrading gives you the opportunity to do both. You will definitely have someone with you through most of the technical aspects, but they also give you the opportunity to take some learnings on your own. And of course, with platforms like Women's Wealth, which I'm producing now, we give some money market secrets that people in the financial world understand. We open up our vault to let some of those secrets out so that you can also take learnings from there as well. It's not as it was before. Nothing is hidden under the sun anymore. All the information is out there. All you need is a trusted trading partner that you know is going to help you manage your money the best way possible.
So do you think in the beginning you kind of have hand holding, which you've spoken about, or is it
Yeah,
something that later on you bring someone in when you're like, okay, I can see this is growing, but I need to take it to the next level?
definitely depending on how much you're trading with. I think there are different rules for different strata, or should I say status. If you're trading with maybe less than $5,000 to $10,000, there are methods you can use. There are markets you could play in. But once you start going into the big boys markets, definitely you might want to have someone to hold your hand to help you understand things like how taxes are going to work when you make your earnings, the best way to use this fund that you've earned, or balance yourself back up if for instance you don't make any, or you make a harsh loss here and there, how to recover from things like that. All that information really depends on how much money you're working with. And yeah, starting small is always advisable. And what we call compounding is a really great method for you to sort of wet your feet, build a great portfolio, and then eventually climb up to where the big boys are.
Fantastic. Titilayo Oyinsan, thank you so much for your time.